What if the delay you're frustrated with is actually preparation for the things you've prayed for? Delays can feel like denial, especially when you don't know what is building inside of you. Join me on this episode where we talk about how just because it's delayed, it doesn't mean you're denied. Let's talk about it. What up, everyone? I'm your host, Alexander Clark. Welcome to the Not Perfect But Ready podcast. And today, I just want to talk a little bit about certain things that I've realized are definitely happening in the world today, especially when it comes to feeling denied or feeling like you're delayed. Again, this season is all about purpose versus position, and sometimes we just feel stuck in our current positions and feel like it's not leading us or preparing us for purpose. So let's talk about a little bit of those things. The one thing I wanted to really hit home on is just understanding like there's been times in our life, and I'm sure in your life for sure, where you're just trying to get somewhere. You're just trying to do a certain thing and trying to overcome and become the best version of yourself or get promoted or whatever it is you're trying to do. And sometimes, or no matter what position or what you're trying to do, there are things that feel like they come in and delay you. Now, I don't know what that thing is for you, but it all feels the same. Even every delay just feels like just an annoyance and avoidance or something we wish we could avoid. But it definitely makes us feel denied in a sense. It makes us feel like we're not able to do what we feel like we're supposed to do right now. So there is an emotional weight when it comes to feeling behind, right? Like feeling behind and waiting on something, you have this emotional weight of, okay, when? Okay, why? Like when I've tried to do things in my life and something just showed up, I'll take this podcast, for instance. I've been trying to get this thing up and going for years. In fact, I actually used to be on a podcast with a group of friends and it was actually pretty dope. We had a great time, but there were things happening along the way that it just felt like these different delays. And at some point you start to feel like you start to question yourself. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this not what I'm supposed to do? Like, how do you know whether or not something is a delay or a denial? And most of the time when we get those delays in our life, when things just start coming up, we start to feel or believe that, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. And you have that weight of the waiting and that weight of just basically feeling behind or feeling like nothing's going to work because you're being denied. So I want to sit and think about that as far as what in your life has you feeling the weight of waiting and feeling behind. I know one of the things for me when it comes to thinking about feeling delayed or denied is when you're sitting there comparing yourself to other people. When you're sitting there comparing yourself to other people and where they are in their journey and where they are in their success with whatever it is they're doing, whether it's something similar to what you do or something completely different, you start to feel like your time will never come. You start to feel like you've been denied or delayed the opportunity to be something, to do something that you want to do. They get to do what they want to do. How come you can't do what you want to do? And I totally understand that feeling because for the longest time, that's kind of how I felt. I felt like, okay, so and so is out here doing their big one, having fun and going above and beyond, enjoying their life. And it seems like I'm sitting here waiting for my life to start, feeling delayed, right? And I encourage you to stop comparing yourself to other people's journey and their success. Your journey is your journey. My journey is my journey. And the best thing we can do along that journey is enjoy it and take every moment, every opportunity we get to learn from each and every season, because there is a great reason behind each season for sure. And I've learned that, the preparation of it all is only just the beginning. You have to realize like they often feel like the things that you have to do to get ready to prepare for what you want to do in your life, they're often unseen. Sometimes people are not going to see you grow, see you become, or see you in your becoming. Well, they'll see you in the end. They'll see you become, but they won't see you in your becoming. And you have to understand that you are going to have to sometimes do it alone. You're not going to get that friend group or that support team. Now, those things are always something nice to have, but you got to be able to literally say, regardless what is coming my way or what doesn't come my way, I have to do this for me. I have to do this because this is what I feel called and led to do. And it doesn't matter who shows up or who doesn't. You do it for you, right? Because there has been seasons in my life where I felt like the delay was real and I felt overlooked in the things that I was doing. You may be in a season where you feel behind or overlooked, and that's okay. There's a reason for the way you feel, and I understand that feeling of feeling behind and overlooked, but I can promise you that as long as you keep doing what you're doing, it will pay off because 9 times out of 10, the preparation that you need to do is never going to be it's never going to be seen. Like some people will see it, but those who you're waiting to recognize you, sometimes they won't see that. And that's okay. Keep preparing yourself and don't let anything bother you. And also, like, understand sometimes the delay is a protection. It can be protecting you from things that you're not really ready for. You're not, fully equipped to handle. Yeah, you wanted to own your own business, but did you take time to understand money management? Did you take time to understand leadership? Yeah, that's probably why it's not ready to open up for you because you need to be fully prepared. You need to be taking the proper steps and, connecting yourself with the right resources to understand what it is you're getting into. Now, I'm not trying to say you can't go out and start your own thing and do your own thing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But when you're feeling like it's a delay in your dream or a delay in the process, sometimes it could be a preparation for your success. It could be a season where it's like, not yet, because you haven't learned this. Not yet, because you haven't mastered that. And that's not to tell you to stop pursuing what you want to do. That's saying you need to maybe go out and get a life coach or maybe go out and get a mentor or go out and take that financing class or go out and take that leadership development class, whatever it is, or that conference, whatever it is that you have to do to build and equip yourself for the preparation. Because again, it could be protecting your investment, could be protecting sometimes the delays are protecting your success. If you go somewhere unprepared, it may, you know, fall back on you. And I know I will say this, looking back on some of the things that I felt like I was laid in, it really did help with growth when it comes to speaking about that. There were times where in my life I felt like I was overlooked in certain areas in my career, but it did develop me into the leader, the manager, the team player that I needed to become. There were times where I 100% thought I was ready to take on a thing, took it on and had no idea what I was doing and ended up failing miserably. But there were also times where knew I was ready to take on a thing. And in that season, I got denied. Now we're deciding to move on to someone else or move on with something else. And as much as I wanted to be upset about that, I learned to realize, okay, what is it in me that I need to do or need to grow in, or what areas in me that have some opportunity of growth or development to be at that level. Once I identified those things, I took the proper steps to now grow and become who I need to become or develop the characters or skills that I need to develop for that role. And I want to leave you with just this one thought or one question. What might this season be preparing you for? Not punishing you for, but preparing you for. Think about that heavy this week and see where you are. Because again, just because you're delayed, it doesn't mean you're denied. When you're seeking position, you tend to rush it. When you're seeking purpose, you tend to mature in it. Stepping into a role too early can cost you clarity and peace. So thank y'all for tuning in to today's episode of understanding that just because you're delayed doesn't mean you're denied. I'm your host, Alexander Clark. And remember, this is the Not Perfect But Ready podcast where we choose progress over perfection every time. I'll see y'all in the next one.